Wow, as most of you guys just saw, Michigan survived against Illinois and beat the Illini 19-17, continuing their potential march to the college football playoff, and now they will more than likely be set up for an undefeated matchup with Ohio State next week. While I can't say I'm surprised this happened, I am surprised Illinois played this well and that Michigan played this bad today. Yes, Blake Corum ended up getting hurt, but ultimately I thought Michigan was going to push around Illinois a lot more, as the Illini struggled their last two games against both Michigan State and Purdue. As we all know, Jake Moody had a game-winning kick, and in today's video, I want to talk about the game, the Michigan season, and the expectations for the remainder of the season. But before we get started, we're so close to 100K, so quickly be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to support today's video, and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload. Now, let's get started and talk about Michigan football. The big question surrounding Michigan football was if they're going to fall off or if they could stay at the same level they were last year. Right now, a lot of people are arguing that Michigan's actually better than last season, and while I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, Michigan has had a good year. They played a very suspect non-conference though. They beat Colorado State 51-7, Hawaii 56-10, and UConn 59-0. Out of those three teams, UConn is by far the best, and during those three games, we got to see J.J. McCarthy versus Cade McNamara. There was a two-man quarterback battle going into the season, but McCarthy took over against Maryland, and ever since then, he has been the guy. In week 4, they had a scare against Maryland, as Blake Corum had two big touchdowns, and they won 34-27. After that, they went on the road to play against Iowa, in which they won 27-14. This got them to 5-0, before they would go on the road and beat Indiana 31-10. At this point, the Wolverines had secured bowl eligibility by early October. They would be put in a top 10 showdown with number 10 Penn State. In this game, Michigan proved that they are legitimate as they won 41-17. It was never close, and the Michigan college football playoff hype really started then. After that, they got Michigan State at home, and they got revenge for last year as they won 29-7. And then after struggling early against Rutgers, they put it on in the second half and won 52-17. Last week, Nebraska came to town and they dominated 34-3. And with 2 games remaining against Illinois and Ohio State, some Michigan fans were looking ahead towards Ohio State, but many fans who had been closely watching the team were very nervous about this Illinois game. Just a couple weeks ago, Illinois was the leader in the Big Ten West and was ranked, and whenever you're playing a Brett Bielema team, it's not going to be easy. Illinois had one of the best running backs in the country in Chase Brown, a good offensive line, and one of the top defenses in the country. I think for the most part, everyone knew this game was going to be close, but I did not think that Illinois would actually have a chance to win. Early on in the game, it looked like Michigan was going to run away with it, as Blake Corum had a 2-yard touchdown with just over 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. But then, things became a stalemate. Illinois kicked a field goal before halftime, and they went into the locker room at 7-3. I guess there were problems in the tunnel again, as Brett Bielema complained about that, and then the third quarter got going, and Michigan kicked a field goal with over 11 minutes to go. After that, though, Chase Brown took over. He had an 8-yard touchdown with just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then had a 37-yard touchdown with just over a minute and a half to play. Illinois took a 17-10 lead, and it looked like they were reeling. What made matters worse was Blake Corum went down with a scary-looking injury, and while it looks like he's going to be fine, this was a terrifying moment for Wolverines fans and changed the dynamic of the game. From there, they kick a field goal early in the fourth quarter, and then after wasting a couple of prime opportunities, they kick another field goal with just over 3 minutes to go. At this point, Illinois had a 1-point lead, but they'd end up stopping Illinois, got the ball back, had a crucial 4th down conversion, and then ultimately kicked a game-winning field goal with 9 seconds left. Illinois' Hail Mary attempt went short, and they won 19-17. They will now advance to more than likely play an undefeated Ohio State team unless they somehow trip up against Maryland today. Michigan's been an interesting team for me this year. While I really like J.J. McCarthy, I don't know if he has what it takes to beat Ohio State or win in the playoff, and the guy they're really going to need to lean on is Blake Corum. So far, he has over 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns, but with his injury, they're going to need guys like Donovan Edwards, CJ Stokes, and Isaiah Gash to step up. Ultimately, I think Michigan's a good team, but I expected them to put it on Illinois a little bit more than they did, and the fact that it came down to a game-winning field goal is a little bit concerning, but a win is a win, and they now advance to 11-0. They'll go to the Horseshoe next weekend against Ohio State in a winner-take-all showdown for a chance to go to the college football playoff and a Big Ten title. But what do you guys think? If you're a Michigan fan, how do you think you're going to do next weekend, and what are your thoughts on today's game? If you're an Ohio State fan, what do you think of this Michigan team? And overall, what do you guys think of today's action? And be sure to let me know down below. Leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all my videos on the end screen, including my video about the rise of Blake Corum. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.